Hello, my dear friends. How are you? Today we are going to continue with clauses. In the last two quotes, we have spoken about defining and non-defining clauses. And today I'm going to give some notes about clauses. Number one, in informal communication, we can use the relative pronoun that instead of when, who, which, do you see? This is in informal communication, not informal. In an informal communication, we can use the relative pronoun that instead of who, when, which, and so on. For instance, you say, the woman that called last night was very polite. The woman, this is a person, and usually we can say who called, this is a relative pronoun, who called last night. Instead of who called, we can say that, but this is an informal communication. An informal communication. Another example. Do you know the time that we first met? Do you know the time that we first met? Look, time, this is thing, do you see this is not a person? The relative pronoun that can be used is which. Look here, instead of which, we have written that. So that is a relative pronoun, can be used instead of when, that, who, whom, do you see? Which. This is in an informal communication. Another note. For instance, you say, this is the shirt that I bought. This is the shirt that I bought. That, this is a relative pronoun. We can say, and the meaning doesn't get damaged, and the structure also doesn't get damaged. We say, this is the shirt I bought without using any relative pronoun. So sometimes we can leave out the relative pronoun. The girl who I like is not here yet. We can say, the girl who I like is not here yet. Now, look, the girl who I like, who, this is a relative pronoun. The girl I like, here I haven't used a relative pronoun. So in some cases we can leave the relative pronouns out of the sentence. Look, my dear friends, in non-defining clauses, relative pronouns can't be left. In non-defining clauses can't be left. So in defining clauses, we can leave the relative pronoun. But in non-defining clauses, we cannot leave the relative pronoun out of the sentence. For instance, we say, look, my teacher whom I admired retired. Retired. Look, whom I admire, this is a relative pronoun. And this is non-relative clause. Whom I admire, this is a relative clause. Whom, this is a relative pronoun. Whom I had admired, do you see? This is non-relative clause. The sentence is correct, but we cannot say, pay attention, we cannot say my teacher, and we say my teacher retired, do you see? Because here we have non-relative clause. We cannot say my teacher I admired retired, do you see? We cannot leave the relative pronoun, namely whom, out of the sentence. So in non-relative clauses, the relative pronoun should be written, must be written. But in defining clauses, sometimes we can leave out the relative pronoun out of the structure or out of the sentence. See you happy and healthy. Thanks.